Alright, so I said I'd run an update on my live stream about the ATF doing some crazy stuff with pistol braces. So what have I learned so far? Now again, the ATF hasn't been being very public with this, so there may be updates in the future, but as of right now, to the best as everybody understands it and everybody seems to agree with it, so it's as close to the truth as we can get until the ATF becomes more transparent and becomes more public. The ATF is reclassifying the definition, or how they determine what makes a pistol. Now this is getting really hard to follow because the ATF isn't being transparent. But I believe the best way to strike on this right now, because they're trying to reclassify what makes a pistol, so like your Draco pistols and stuff like that might now become a rifle, the best counter to this would be AP ammunition. Because of Thomson Center, Draco pistols, stuff like that, a bunch of ammunition got classified as armor-piercing ammunition because a pistol has a very tight it's very, how do you even word it? They have definitions of what makes a non-armor-piercing cartridge or projectile and pistol ammunition, but they don't have it in rifle. So because of things like Thomson Center, Draco pistols, stuff like that, a bunch of ammunition we could normally get our hands on, like 7N6 or just straight up AP ammo, we couldn't get because there are pistol versions of those particular rifles. Now, I don't have the organization to organize something like that, which actually rolls in perfectly into the sponsor of this video. So the sponsor of this video is Got Your Six. It's this right here. What the point of this is, it's $2.99 per month, and they give you all the up-to-date what's going on for gun laws, what legislation is coming down for gun laws, but as they grow, because you can make your own groups, this is supposed to be a targeted weapon against gun control. So all your lawyers, people that actually care about gun rights, because of the paywall, nobody's going to be on there that doesn't actually legitimately care. They can all organize and do things, like have a countersuit against the AP ammunition rulings, since they're trying to reclassify pistols, which would stonewall them, and then they couldn't reclassify the pistols because otherwise they'd have to release AP ammunition. So for $2.99 a month, you can jump on here, you get all the up-to-date gun news, plus you can start different groups for like, hey, let's attack these guys with AP ammunition. Anybody that's on board, jump on this group, let's get a lawsuit going, and then the ultimate goal of this particular website is to attack the NFA. But again, it's got to grow for that to happen, because without the people there, it doesn't really matter. Yes, we have other grassroots places, like, I can't think of any right now, but I'll roll them in right here. But the more you have, the better, because then you can laser focus on a particular job. Like, Hearing Protection Act, or something like that. Anywho. So, one of their determinations, how they're gonna... It's just a soup sandwich. So anyway, one of their determinations is, can it easily be fired by hand? Now this is for importation, but it's already translating over. For example, HK91, which has an 8-inch barrel, then the Q brace, those are all proofs that, okay, so it's not just importation, they're also rolling it over. Now a bunch of people said, well, Q, they never even applied for a brace, but it doesn't matter because it would fit within the current definition of what makes a handgun. So even if they didn't apply, it fit the old definition, which means they are switching over their definition. Another one that's going to be one of their determining factors, does it have rifle sights? What the hell is a rifle sight? So does that mean it's got to have a ranging capability on the rear? Does that mean it's got to be some sort of special rifle sight? Because as far as I know, just about every sight that's on a pistol is also on a rifle. Is it chambered in a rifle caliber? Now this right here is where we get our ground to release AP ammunition, because they're clearly making a distinction between pistol and rifle calibers. So we need to strike while the iron's hot. We need to be like, look, right there you said rifle calibers, which included in their list 5.56. So therefore, your 5.45, 5.56, all that they're saying is a rifle caliber, which means there should be no regulations on the ammunition, because there's only regulations on pistol armor-piercing ammunition. There's no regulations on rifle armor-piercing ammunition. Barrel length. Well, the HK91, that's an 8-inch barrel. So clearly 8 inches is too long for a pistol. And also when they're talking about, can it be shot by one hand? Thompson centers with a bipod. That bipod indicates, no, that was not designed solely for the purpose of one-hand shooting. Magazine capacity. Can it take a magazine over 20 rounds? Which, like, there's a lot of pistols out there that do it. It's not common. Usually pistols end about 15 rounds. But there are magazines that I can buy for my Glock 19 that's over 20 rounds. And then they said none of these are a determining factor. So like, okay, this is kind of what we're doing, but, you know, we're just going to kind of wing it. We'll use our best judgment. Is it too heavy and too large to be considered a pistol? What is too heavy and too large? I mean, when you're talking about like a 454 Kasu with a 7-inch barrel, man, those get up to like close to 5 pounds. I could not fire anything in a 500 Smith & Wesson, 454 Kasu. Maybe I could do a 44 mag, but those are all two-handed pistols. So how can you argue that that is designed to be fired by one hand? And really, who fires a pistol these days one-handed? Unless you're in a special competition that requires you to fire by one hand, everybody, and I truly mean this, everybody fires their handgun, unless they're missing a hand, two-handed. So I don't know how they can determine that as some sort of factor whatsoever. So what they want you to do is take all these, and they're not telling you which ones. You have to send it in and have it evaluated. All these that you have sent in and evaluated. So let's say Ryan, I'm making this name up arbitrarily, sends in an AR-15. We'll say he's using the SIG brace. He sends it in, and because of how common AR-15 parts are, there could be 300 people with the exact same setup, part for part, same exact setup. So Ryan sent it in. They're like, no, that is an AOW. Ryan gets a tax stamp. They have pictures of it. These 300 people are at the gun range. Sheriff Buford Teen Justice shows up and like, hey, those look like short barrel rifles to me. So he confiscates them. These 300 people are laughing under their breath because like, no, those are pistols. You're just too dumb to know how the law works. He sends them in, and then the ATF is like, yes, those are unregistered AOWs. Those are NFA items that they don't have a tax stamp for. So these 300 people, well, they're felons. 10 years in prison. And that's the problem with all of this. There is zero transparency. And they also decided that, hey, we're going to reevaluate old determinations because they may have been determined incorrectly. A Thompson center, it clearly breaks one of the rules because a lot of those have bipods on it. So, what's going to happen in the future? I don't know. But we do need to organize. And definitely shoot my sponsors some love so they continue to sponsor these videos. Because if they keep sponsoring these videos, I can dump more money into the channel and the videos are going to get a lot crazier. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. How's it going?
Hey, good.